Welcome to Boston and Fenway Park for the middle game of a three-game series between the Los Angeles Angels and the Boston Red Sox. Welcome to night 2 of the WEI Ness and Jimmy Fun Radio Telethon from Fenway. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, tonight we have a marquee pitching matchup. Jared Weaver for the Angels and Clay Buchholz for the Red Sox. Combined, they are 26-6 on the year. And tonight they go head-to-head. The numbers have been terrific for both on the year. Weaver comes into tonight with a 15-3 record. He's won 9 straight starts, but he came off the DL in late June, but he has dropped his last 2. He's had his problems at Fenway in the past, posting an ERA over 7 in 6 career starts here. Buchholz now leads the Sox with 11 wins and has won 7 of his past 8 decisions. His 8-inning effort last time out was the 6th time. In 11 starts, he's pitched at least 8 innings. 5 years and 5 days ago, August 17th of 07, Buchholz made his Major League debut here at Fenway against the Angels, picking up the win, pitching 6 innings and striking out 5. We welcome in Jerry Remy. And Jerry, another night, another lineup change for the Red Sox. Scott Podsednik at the top of the order tonight.
Well, it seems like a different lineup every night for the Red Sox, and tonight Scott Podsednik is the leadoff batter. And, you know, since he's been doing that with the Red Sox, which has not been very often, the numbers have been very good. 3
Well, in the first half for Weaver, he was 10-1 with a 1.96 earned run average. Third straight All-Star selection for him. Breaking ball breaks off in the dirt. Did he go? They check. No, he did not. 2-2 now to Saltalamacchia.
Take a look at that swing from the side, or non-swing as we should say, because it was a non-swing by Saltalamacchia.
Weaver a little frustrated with himself as the count goes full 3-2. Grounder back to Weaver. A nice pick off to the side. A underhanded toss for the second out of the inning. Well, don't miss out on the 100th anniversary season of Fenway Park as the end of August packed with great matchups. These LA Angels and the Kansas City Royals are both here this week before the Sox head for a 9-game West Coast trip that begins next week. Get your tickets now for all these great matchups at redsox.com/tickets. Ryan Lavarnway, as the Red Sox have both catchers in the lineup tonight. Saltalamacchia and Lavarnway hitting back-to-back. In fact, 6-7 in the Red Sox order. Strike over the outside corner. Varnway 4 for 31 in 10 games since being called up on August the 1st for his first big league stint of the year. Grounds this one foul. Really has not got into any kind of stride at the plate yet, something he did very quickly last year in his major league debut.
A little bit more on his plate this year as he comes up doing some catching, obviously, and some DHing and things that he's probably not accustomed to doing, every day at the minor league level. He was catching and hitting every day. So Lavarnway trying to fight his way through this slump that he's been in and get himself back on right track.
One-two pitch. Let's a fly ball down the right field line. Pujols is over. So is Howie Kendrick. But it's Pujols and foul ground who makes the catch. That ends the inning. We're through 2 from Fenway. No score. Scoreless as we head to the top half of the third inning. teams with one hit tonight as we start the third. As bottom third of the Angels order. Meiser's, Turris, Eric Ibar, and Chris Iannetta to bat in the inning. It's Turris with a swing and a miss, and he's quickly down 0-2. Key matchup is brought to you by New England Honda dealers. Meiser's, Turris 6 for 16, and he's going to add to it. There's a base hit to left field in front of Podsednik, and Meiser's, Turris aboard with the second Angels hit of the night.
As Turris in there, he's hitting .375 in his career off Buchholz, and takes the off-speed pitch that time to the opposite field for the base hit.
So lead runner on for the Angels, first time tonight, and it brings up Eric Ibar. Drops the bunt down, but foul by the fungo circle.
Now that's one thing the Angels do a lot of. They do a lot of sacrificing. As a matter of fact, more than any team in the American League. Mike Scioscia has pretty much always played that type of baseball with clubs that he's had out there in L.A.
Only exception really was kind of last year when he really didn't have the roster to do it with. He likes to have a lot of guys who can do a lot of different things.
Yeah, different type of roster last year.
And a little bit more along the lines of what he likes to do here with so many different guys. And the speed of Mike Trout at the top of the order certainly helps things out. And Ibar is the best at the bunt hits, 77 career bunt hits, most in Angels history. Talked a little bit about that last night, and he's batting with Meiser's, Turris at first base. Nobody out here in the third inning. That one almost gets away. Leaping play by Gonzalez keeps that from heading towards the Red Sox dugout.
We've seen some errant throws to first base in the first couple of games of this series, and Gonzalez able to make a good play there to keep is Turris at first base and out of scoring position.
On the ground and through the right side into right field, a base hit. Is Turris going first to third, something the Angels do on a very regular basis, something they work on from the beginning of spring training. First to third, they go there.
A little change up this time, and Ibar able to pull it past Gonzalez. And no problem for his Turris to go first to third. So something going here for the Angels in the third.
Chris Iannetta, the batter. First a soft toss to first, and Ibar back to the bag.
Now he's got 11 steals on the season. Also, he's been caught twice.
Outside for ball one. All of us here at Nesson, the Red Sox, want to send out a special welcome to Blaze McNair. Blaze, his mom, and his two sisters, Maggie and Kayla, traveled from North Carolina and are visiting Fenway for the first time tonight. We had a chance to meet them earlier here in the booth, and we hope they're having a great time tonight at the game.
Well, they watch a lot of our games from North Carolina.
It's blocked by Saltalamacchia, and it is 2-0 for Chris Iannetta. Single by his Turris, single by Ibar. First and third for the Angels, nobody out. On the outside corner for strike one.
Good 2-0 pitch there by Buchholz. Of course, right there, Iannetta narrowing his zone down to middle in and away. To the outside corner goes Buchholz. Something you really don't want to swing at on a 2-0 count.
Look to third, look to first, doesn't throw to either venue. Iannetta coming up with the Colorado Rockies. Best season was 08 with the Rockies. Sliced foul off to the right, and it evens at 2-2.
Back to the cut fastball for Buchholz that time. So since going behind, 2 balls, no strikes, 2 pitches to the outside part of the plate. The fastball, then the cutter.
Saltalamacchia frames it, but it's ball 3, full count. Top of the order, Mike Trout waiting on deck. It's already 3 hits in the game for the Angels. No scores. They bat here in the third and threaten for the first time. To right field, and this will get in for a base hit. Scoring from third base is his Turris. Heading to third is Ibar. It's an RBI single for Iannetta, and the Angels take a 1-0 lead.
Well, the bottom of the batting order doing damage to Clay Buchholz here in the third inning. 3 straight singles. This one on a cut fastball toward the end of the bat by Iannetta. Stays away from the strikeout, makes contact, and drops it in the right field for the base hit. His Turris scores, and the Angels have the 1-0 lead. So the Red Sox will be playing catch-up.
First and third, still nobody out. Top of the order, Mike Trout grounded out to second base in the first inning. Ground ball towards short, could be 2. The second for 1, on to first, it is 2. Runnels scores. In from third base comes Ibar. The Red Sox get 2 outs, but the Angels have 2 runs on top, 2-0.
Red Sox playing back early in the game, hoping to get 2 outs and give up another run. Try to stop this big inning, and hopefully the double play will do that.
So 2 down in the inning. The base is now empty as Torrey Hunter bats, who struck out looking in the first inning. Double play grounded into by the speedy Mike Trout, only the 5th that he has grounded into this year. One and 1 to Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter now 37 years old. Fifth season with the Angels. It's ground ball to shortstop. Mike Aviles is there. Throw is good, and the inning is over. But 2 runs for the Angels. Los Angeles on top 2-0. Of work. With over 50 years of experience, we ensure that the talent we source is an optimal match that will drive business results for our clients. Randstad. Experience the power of one all-inclusive staffing solutions provider. Visit us online today at randstad.com. It's 2-0. Angels on top as we play on to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Mike Aviles leads it off with a pitch in tight and jumps ahead 2-0. Aviles starting the night hitting at .252, 11 homers, 52 runs batted in. The WEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon tonight at Fenway Park. 2,369,214 the total. As to make your gift and donation, call 877-738-1234.
Like to see that roll over $3 million before the game's over.
Leadoff walk for Jared Weaver to Mike Aviles. First walk given up by Weaver. Second time the Red Sox have had the lead runner on. And it brings up Pedro Siriaco.
Once Don empties his pockets, it may go over $3 million.
Siriaco at .327 with a home run, 12 runs batted in. In there for strike 1. Would you say that Weaver throws across his body?
Yeah, look where he lands. Look at the spot where he lands compared on the mound. You can see on the mound where Buchholz is landing, and then where Weaver lands, he really does throw across his body. Way to the right-hand side of that mound as you're looking from the camera in center field. And that's going to be very difficult for right-handers to pick up. Buchholz the closest to you. Weaver close to third base.
In the dirt outside, Iannetta. Good play to his right to grab that, and it's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Siriaco. Third strikeout for Weaver. One out here in the third inning.
Now that's kind of becoming a pattern, isn't it? Once they get ahead of Siriaco, they're going into the breaking ball, whether it be a curveball, slider. And at that time they pick up the strikeout to Siriaco. He's struck out 23 times now on the season.
These aerial views of Boston and Fenway Park brought to you by Hood, the official dairy of the Boston Red Sox. Show your support for the home team with the Hood Red Sox ice cream, available in your grocer's freezer.
Is Jenny Dell in the Hood blimp tonight?
I didn't know that. I don't think so.
Not tonight?
Actually, she will join us from Canvas Alley next half inning, so I don't think so.
I thought at some point she was scheduled to go in the blimp before the season was over.
Apparently that is still on the table.
Still on the table.
They're in discussion. Throw to first, and back to the bag is Mike Aviles.
There'll be no discussion about Jerry going into the blimp.
We're done.
That's not going to happen.
Next half inning, Jenny has a special guest from the Jimmy Fund. Outside for ball two. 2-0 now to Podsednik. Single to right field for Podsednik in the first inning. Podsednik already been heard from offensively and defensively. Had an outfield assist in the first inning as he was able to gun down Albert Pujols. And a stretch a single into a double. Now this one out to left center field, and it'll fall for a base hit. Mark Trumbo gets it back in, but Podsednik 2 for 2 tonight, and Jerry, he just continues to hit in a Red Sox uniform.
He does. He has been a real find for the Red Sox. A guy that maybe thought his career might be over. Red Sox sign him because of injuries, gets a chance to play back in a comfortable position. The leadoff spot in the lineup for him, and he's been producing. 2 for 2 tonight. 356 coming into the game.
At Fenway this season, he's hitting at 452. And at first base, 2 on, 1 away. Jacoby Ellsbury coming up. Had the misfortune of grounding into a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning. That'll drop in there for strike one. Mike Aviles at second base. Scott Podsednik at first base. 1 out here in the third inning. There is strike 2. Quickly ahead 0-2.
You know, Weaver on the fastball has been around 88, 89, 90 so far with the fastball. Last one topping out at 90 miles an hour, but a perfect location.
That'll bounce in for ball 1, 1-2. Angels as a staff with a 4.20 earned run average coming into tonight's action. Weaver's had a terrific year for the Angels. Ellsbury fouls it back. You can win 4 Green Monster tickets when you go to RedSox.com and enter the Where's Wally sweepstakes, courtesy of your New England Ford dealers. Ford is the official truck of the Red Sox.
I did a segment of Small Talk this afternoon, and a lot of it was with Wally.
Really? Together?
Yes.
Did he speak much?
Not at all.
No. 1-2 will miss, and the count is 2-2. We've seen some pretty tough questions. I know you don't want to give anything away, but you caught off guard at all today?
I'll give one thing away.
Yeah.
I ballet dance in this episode of Small Talk.
Really?
Yes.
Ballet dance?
Yes.
Wow. I look forward to that. Someone ask you to, or you just started dancing?
One of the kids did, yes. One of the kids takes ballet lessons, so my mother used to be a ballet teacher. I remember some of the moves, and so I just broke down and went into it.
Did you ever wear a tutu? Or?
No. I do when I get home from games usually, but
yeah, I knew about that. I've seen you on the road. 2-2 the count to Jacoby Ellsbury with 1 out in the inning. Popped up, shallow right. Out goes Kendrick. Hunter coming in. Torrey Hunter makes the catch, and the runners will remain where they are. 2 down. Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Tradition, history, and a commitment to everyone on our team. These are just a few of the things Eastern Bank is made of. Find out more at easternbank.com. Two down here in the third inning. Runners at first and second, and Dustin Pedroia coming up. Struck out but reached on what was ruled a pass ball. In there for a strike over the outside corner. Red Sox with 2 hits in the game, both for Scott Podsednik. He's at first base with Mike Aviles at second base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. In the air to left, but Trumbo is there to make the catch. It ends the inning. Red Sox strand a pair. We're through 3. It's 2-0 Los Angeles. Angels on top. Albert Pujols leading it off here for the Angels. And a first pitch strike into Pujols, who singled in the first inning, tried to stretch it into a double, but was thrown out by Scott Podsednik. Pujols, 32 years old now. Born in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Resides in St. Louis, where he had called home in the major leagues until this year. This one fouled off to the right, and it's 1-2. Dunkin' Donuts is proud to give back at every Red Sox home game. Dunkin' hosts a nonprofit children's organization. Thousands of kids have had the chance to catch a Sox game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Tonight we welcome members of the Methuen Youth Program. Dunkin' Donuts, committed to the community. 1-2 pitch to Pujols. This is lined into left center field and in a hurry back towards the track over his Ellsbury. Pujols trying for a double again. He will get there this time with a slide and no problem. Second hit of the night for Albert Pujols.
What a rocket there by Pujols. It's the cut fastball down, way down in the zone by Buchholz, but Pujols with the line shot in the gap, and this time he does have no problem making it into second base for the leadoff double.
So he stands at second with nobody out. Andres Morales standing in. Outside for ball one to Morales. DH flat out to the left fielder, Podsednik in the second inning, 0 for 1. Two and 0. On the ground, but right at Aviles. He looks at third and fires to first. To Pujols comes up lame. He could have had him. It appeared Pujols looked like a cramp or something. Is very quickly he pulled it up before third base and trying to stretch it out now.
Yeah, almost like a hamstring or something that grabbed him as he was going to third base. We'll take a look at it on the ground ball. Aviles takes a peek that way, but when he looked that way, he was not limping yet. Throws to first base, and there you see Pujols pull up before he gets to the bag.
So Pujols at third base now, one out for Mark Trumbo. Swing and a miss and send it down to Jenny Dell.
Well, Don, I'm lucky enough to be joined here by Charlie Benoit and his beautiful family. So, Charlie, can you just tell us a little bit about your diagnosis and that whole process?
I was diagnosed a year ago with a brain tumor, with a glioblastoma, and I've been going to Dana-Farber pretty much ever since then, on a daily basis, then a weekly. Now I'm about once a month.
So you've been there for almost a year. You've been going through the process. Can you tell us how your treatment has been at Dana-Farber and how they treat you and your entire family?
They're amazing. The team of doctors and nurses are the best, and I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for them. They're phenomenal. My nurse was here today, and my doctor, and we all were interviewed earlier, and it's been an honor to work with them, and they've been so supportive of me and my whole family.
And I understand you're on a clinical trial right now. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's an experimental drug, and my physician feels that it's sort of the way cancer treatment is going for glioblastoma, my type of tumor, that I stand the best chance of having a good prognosis.
We got your little son Henry right here. What's it been like seeing your dad go through all of this?
Bad.
Bad? And you're there to support him through it all?
Yes.
And you guys back here, have you spent some time at Dana-Farber, and how have they treated you?
Not really that much time, but they're nice and stuff.
They're good people. Good people.
So the people at home that might be thinking about if they want to pick up their phone and donate right now, what would be your message? Why should they help out?
just this team of nurses and doctors need our help to fight this disease, and the money that they raise helps with the treatment, helps to find cures for it, and we just believe in it wholeheartedly.
I understand you're a science teacher, you do a lot of volunteering, you stay busy. How is it keeping up this active lifestyle?
It's tough. I'm exhausted a lot. I had to put my life on hold for 6 months and during the radiation treatments and such, but now I'm getting more active and doing volunteer work with the aquarium and looking for my teaching position for this fall.
Well, thank you very much, and I know your family supports you and all you do, and we're just hoping that the people at home just keep donating, and we still have a few more hours left of the Jimmy Fund. So, Don, back to you.
All right, Jay, thank you very much. 877-738-1234 is the number, and Salta Lamakia gunning down Mark Trumbo.
Yeah, Trumbo going on the first pitch, and that throw was just waiting for Trumbo at second base.
1 to Kendrick, and a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. They're checking on Pujols in the dugout as he came around to score. Was definitely slowed up again and limping on his way back to the dugout. So we'll see if he stays in this game for the Angels. Scores the third Los Angeles run of the game. 0-2 to Kendrick. Is fouled off. We'll do it again. I don't know if he tried to stop going to third base thinking that Aviles was throwing in that direction, or whether he just came up lame.
I think he came up lame, Don. It looked like he grabbed at his leg.
Because he was kind of looking back. That's the only reason I thought maybe he was going to stop.
Yeah, when he looked back and then turned back to third base, that's when he kind of grabbed at his leg.
On a line to right, Ross is not going to get this. It's quickly by him and is going to roll back towards the corner. Kendrick will go to second base with a 2-out double for the Angels.
Well, the Angels piling up the hits here early against Clay Buchholz tonight. A fastball up and in on Kendrick, and he takes it to the opposite field. Once this guy by Ross, I thought maybe he was going to travel a little bit farther than it did. He's able to track it down and keep Kendrick to second base with the double. I saw it go by, and I'm thinking right away, this could be inside the park.
So 2 down, Kendrick at second base, and Meiser Turris standing in. It is 3-0 LA. And looking for more here with a runner in scoring position. As Turris is single to left field. First time up as he looks at strike one. Discussion with the trainers continuing with Albert Pujols. On the ground down the first base line, it is a foul ball. As Turris grounds it back up the middle, this will get into center field. Around from second comes Kendrick. He will score. And the Angels have scored twice in this fourth inning. They take a 4-0 advantage. And Meiser Turris with his second into the game drives in the fourth LA run.
Looked like Clay Buchholz let that ball go thinking a middle infielder was going to be able to make a play on it. And then once it gets by him over his head, you can see he didn't lift his glove up. Nobody can make a play on it. It goes into center field and another run comes in.
Is Turris now 8 for 18 in his career against Clay Buchholz, and a couple of hits tonight against Buchholz gets him again. As Eric Ibar stands in, throw to first, and his Turris back to the bag. Pujols making his way to the clubhouse. Ibar to right field, shallow. Ross comes in and he makes the catch that ends the inning. But the Angels get 2 more and take a 4-0 lead. Our question tonight: which 2 active players have played for the Angels as well as the Blue Jays and Expos? I'll have the answer for you a little bit later. Adrian Gonzalez takes a look at ball 1. Jared Weaver now has a 4-run lead on top, 4-0. Strike in there as Vernon Wells takes over in left field for Mark Trumbo, who moves from left to first base. So Pujols does come out of the game after a long conversation with the trainers and coming up lame, running to third base. Proves to be a leg injury that has him out of this game. 1-1 with a shift on goes to the shortstop Ibar. His throw is in time for the first out of the 4th inning.
It's interesting watching when Gonzalez hits. Some teams shift on him, some don't. This was a perfect time to do it because under normal circumstances it would have been a base hit for Gonzalez up the middle. Instead, you got the shortstop Ibar standing right there, plays it on 1 hop.
So 1 out here in the 4th inning. It takes us to Cody Ross. Adrian's been frustrated tonight, 0 for 2. Cody's 0 for 1. He grounded out to third base in the 2nd inning. Looks at strike 1. On the ground to third base is Turris on the run. His throw is in time to get Cody Ross. 2 outs here in the 4th inning. 4 in a row retired by Weaver. Well, tonight, following our Red Sox coverage, join Jamison Coyle for Nesson Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. The Herald's Jeff Howe reports from Tampa as the Patriots and Buccaneers engage in day one of joint practices. We'll have an update on the NHL labor talks, plus continuing coverage of the WEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. All this and much more on Nesson Daily tonight after our Red Sox coverage, only on Nesson. 2 outs in the 4th inning for Saltalamacchia. And our check of the Arbella Insurance tote board up to $2,469,930. And the number 877-738-1234. Running out of time to make your donation tonight. Tonight is the last night. This Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon from Fenway Park, night 2.
I wonder if we have contributions from every state so far.
Believe we do. 1-1 is lined into right field. Base hit for Saltalamacchia. Red Sox getting their 3rd hit of the night. This one with 2 outs in the inning.
As Saltalamacchia getting the fastball from Weaver, hooking it into right field for the 2-out base hit. There's that fastball about belt high. Saltalamacchia with the uppercut swing and the top spin line drive into right field.
Last night I was hosting the telethon, Jerry, and I checked out South Dakota as soon as I got down there, and it was taken care of. So yeah, I knew you were very concerned about.
They were not last this year.
No, not at all. Not even close.
Yeah, good.
So he took care of that.
I was curious about that. I was wondering about that last night, Don.
Ryan Lavarnway bats and looks at strike 1. That is on the corner again, and it is 0-2. Weaver got 2 quick outs here in the 4th inning, but Saltalamacchia with a single. Weaver's had 1-2-3 inning. That was the 2nd inning. That'll miss. 1-2. Avila's swinging on deck. Red Sox batting in the home half of the 4th inning, trailing 4-0. In the air to left center field. Back goes Trout at the wall. It's off the wall. Saltalamacchia being waved around. Throw is coming to the plate and cut off. Red Sox get on the board with their first run of the night. Ryan Lavarnway with a wall ball double. First RBI of the year for Ryan Lavarnway.
Well, the Red Sox doing some damage with 2 outs. Lavarnway gets that changeup. It looked like at 80 miles an hour and plants it off the wall. Saltalamacchia being waved home, and it was actually Weaver that cut the ball off. They had no chance, really, of getting Saltalamacchia at home plate.
So 2 down, a run in. Lavarnway at second. Mike Avilas walk in his first plate appearance against Jared Weaver. This is struck well. Wells going back onto the warning track. He leaps and makes the catch. No. It was off him and the wall. And scoring for the Red Sox is Lavarnway. Vilas into second base, and the Red Sox making some noise with 2 outs in the 4th as it's now 4-2. What happened to Wells here in left field?
Well, take a look. Wells goes back. He jumps, but he can't reach it. It goes off that wall and then bounces by him. He thought he had an opportunity at it. As he jumped, he actually overran the baseball a little bit. Red Sox pick up their second run with 2 outs in the inning.
Prior to last season, Vernon Wells never played anywhere but center field. Not enjoying left field here at Fenway Park as he overruns that ball. Three Gold Gloves for Vernon Wells. Took a look around behind him at the wall. 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Gold Glove Award winner 2004 through 2006, all with Toronto. There is strike 1 to Pedro Siriaco.
Yeah, it looked like Vernon Wells went back to that wall, had some room, went into the jump, but actually overran the baseball by a little bit.
On the ground, left side. The shortstop Ibar on the run, and it's not in time. On to third base goes Aviles. Good speed from Siriaco to get down the line.
And he can really run. I mean, from the right side of that batter's box, he really gets down that line in a hurry. Once that ball got by the third baseman, you knew it was going to be a very close play at first base, because the shortstop Ibar had to make the play. And then Siriaco getting down the line and safe at first base.
Both teams doing damage here in the 4th inning. 8 combined hits for both clubs. 4 for the Angels in their 2-run 4th. 4 so far for the Red Sox in their 2-run 4th, but they're looking for more now. Scott Podsednik. There's 2 hits tonight as he takes the ball outside. 2 for 2, single to right, single to left. Weaver running into trouble here in the 4th inning. And after 3 shutout innings, now has Aviles at third, Siriaco at first. Look to third, look to first, doesn't throw to either locale. On the ground, right side. Kendrick at second base will throw out Podsednik and end the inning. The Red Sox get on the board. They get a couple. 4-2 Angels at the end of 4. Top half of the 5th inning back at Fenway. Red Sox grab a couple on the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 4-2. Angels on top as they come to bat. Chris Iannetta leads it off for the Angels and takes a pitch down low.
Well, Buchholz knows how important this inning is right here to keep the Angels off the board. Red Sox got a little momentum going there in the 4th inning.
To right field, and this is in for a base hit. Cody Ross over to play it. Second hit of the night for the number 9 man, Chris Iannetta.
And second time he's going in that direction. The first time it was toward the end of the bat. It was a cut fastball. This time more of a line drive on the fastball middle in. Brings his hands inside the baseball and shoots it to the opposite field for the base hit.
Report from the Angels clubhouse is that Albert Pujols left this game with right calf tendon tightness. So leaving the game, right calf tightness for Pujols, who pulled up lame at third base and came out of the game. Mike Trout, the batter. He is 0 for 2, grounded out to second base. Bounced into a 6-4-3 twin killing in the 3rd inning. Takes a look at strike one. Inside, 1-1. Buchholz winning his last 3 decisions: Detroit, Cleveland, and Baltimore. Coming in with a great record, 11-3 into tonight's action. 4.19 earned run average. ERA that was very high earlier in the season. Up and away, ball 2, 2-1. Tonight marks the 100th appearance for Clay Buchholz. 46 wins in his first 100 games, tied with Daisuke Matsuzaka, 5th most by a member of the Red Sox since 1918 in their first 100 games in a Red Sox uniform. 2-1 is inside, and it's 3-1. Back in 07, first game of Clay Buchholz's career came against these Angels. We 3-1 inside, ball 4, and the first 2 Angels have reached here in the 5th inning. First walk allowed by Buchholz. It's time now for the answer to tonight's AT&T trivia question. Which 2 active players have played for the Angels as well as the Blue Jays and Expos? Scott Downs, one of those guys. Juan Rivera, the other. Downs joined the Angels last year, pitched in 14 games for the Expos over parts of 3 years. Played 6 years with the Blue Jays before joining the Angels. Rivera played 2004 season with the Expos and played 70 games for Toronto last year. He was with the Angels from 2005 through 2010 before being traded as part of the deal that saw LA acquire Vernon Wells. There are a total of 4 active players who played for both Montreal and Toronto. John Roush, who is currently with the Mets, and Ted Lilly now plays for the Dodgers. Vladimir Guerrero, of course not active at the moment, was making a bid to be the 3rd of that group. He was in the minor leagues with the Blue Jays but was never activated.
That's right. Remember, there was a time early in the season where we thought he was going to be activated within a week's time. Didn't happen.
Never was. First period to first with the Expos, then with the Angels. There's a bunt showing by Hunter, but he pulls it back for ball 1. Hunter struck out looking in the first inning, grounded out shortstop in the third, 0 for 2. In the air, out to right center field. Back goes Ellsbury. And Jacoby makes a catch on the base of the warning track. Everybody tagging up and moving on. As Iannetta takes third base, Trout takes second base on the long flyout by Torrey Hunter. Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, listening, guiding, and being there for kids in need. That's what Eastern Bank and Adrian and Betsy Gonzalez are made of, which is why we've teamed up to support youth mentoring programs throughout Massachusetts. To find out more, go to easternbank.com/Adrian. One out here in the fifth inning, second and third for the Angels. And here is Vernon Wells.
Well, they didn't bunt, but they got a long fly ball to the Angels, and it advances 2 runners. You see Trout going back to first base. He'll tag, and he'll also get into scoring position. So, with a long fly ball, 2 men in scoring position for the Angels.
Wells chops it towards third base. Siriaco's coming home with it. And the tag applied there for the out. Able to get Iannetta.
Good play by Siriaco. No panic, no rush. Play was in front of him, knew the runner was going, knew he had plenty of time to get the out. Gives a nice feed to Saltalamacchia, who has time to brace himself just in case there was going to be a collision. No collision, a slide by Iannetta.
First and third with 2 outs now in the inning as Buchholz tries to get it out of this inning unscathed. Here's Morales. Takes a pitch inside. Morales 0 for 2. He's flied out to left and grounded out to short. In the air to center field, Ellsbury coming in, and he'll get there to make the catch, and Buchholz gets out of the inning unscathed. Halfway through this one, it's 4-2 Angels. Bottom of the fifth inning back in Boston and at Fenway Park, where the Angels have a 4-2 lead over the Red Sox. Jacoby Ellsbury leading it off here in the home half of the fifth inning. Jared Weaver back on the mound, and his first pitch of the inning misses outside. Ellsbury 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play and fly to right. In the air to right center field. Mike Trout, center fielder, out there in center field. Makes the catch for the first out of inning number 5. Whether you're watching the game at the park or at home, Eastern Bank's mobile banking lets you access your account from wherever you are. Just one more way Eastern Bank is making banking easier. Learn more at easternbank.com. One down in the fifth inning for Dustin Pedroia coming up. And to celebrate the return of the blimp, Hood is launching the Hood Blimp spotting campaign. Each photo of the Hood Blimp shared on Twitter or Facebook will give fans a chance to win Hood Red Sox prize packs, including items like a Hood ice cream party, Red Sox tickets, and a chance to ride in the Hood Blimp. Visit hood.com for more details. One and one to Dustin Pedroia. One is strike over the outside corner. We'll check the Ace Ticket scoreboard, and today, day baseball 5-3. James Shields getting his 12th win as Tommy Malone, 8 innings of 1-run ball for Oakland as they win 5-1. Seattle gets 2 in the 8th and beats Cleveland 3-1. Bad news for the Oakland A's today is Bartolo Colon will be suspended 50 games.
Now that's Melky Cabrera and Bartolo Colon, yes, making 2 huge mistakes over the last couple of weeks.
This is in the air to right field as Torrey Hunter glides back and over, and it takes care of out number 2.
Remember Bartolo Colon when he was pitching with us?
Yeah, we thought he was done.
We thought he was done. His pitch, yes, was throwing about, 86 miles an hour at the time. All of a sudden, he's back to 95. And now here comes the suspension.
Suspect last year, but apparently he passed tests last year, yeah, for New York. And had a very good bounce-back season last year with the Yankees. This year pitching very well for the Oakland A's, but failing the test. You really shake your head at that right now, how a player can fail a test at this point, this stage of testing in Major League Baseball.
And they, as I said this the other night, they get tested a lot. I mean, yes, sometimes it's you see them in there a couple of times a week, testing players. So I mean, you never, it's random. You never know when they're going to come in. You never know when they're going to show up.
So with all that said, why would you even consider doing it?
Because you're pretty dumb, to be quite frank. You've got to be. Guys figure they probably can roll the dice, maybe sneak by, and didn't work for both of them.
2 down here in the 5th. Adrian Gonzalez ahead in the count, 2-0. On the ground right side, shift is on. It's the shortstop, Ibar. His throw is in plenty of time to get Gonzalez. And a 1-2-3 5th inning for Jared Weaver. 4-2 Los Angeles. And we hope it will rise even further as the night goes on here tonight. Fenway Park, night 2 of the WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. Janet Schwartz is with us here from Fenway Park, and her son Todd, of course, was lost in the early 2000s. Tell us a little bit about Todd and what happened to him.
Todd was diagnosed when he was a senior in high school. It was around the Christmas break, and he thought he had appendicitis. We took him to the doctor and discovered that we were immediately shipped over to Dana-Farber and Children's. And from there, he went into treatment, ended up finishing out his senior year, going on to UMass, and while he was there, he relapsed. So he continued on with his treatment throughout the rest of his freshman year. By the following November, we lost him to cancer.
Now, we understand, as we see many of the kids come down to spring training and during the regular season making trips, that he's the one that really got that all started.
Mm-hmm. He and Lisa Scherber had a great relationship, and he often would talk to her and say, "You got to do this. This is really important. Kids need to be kids, and let's get going." And she kept saying, no, can't do it. And he was pretty tireless and teasing her. And eventually the trip started, and I'm thrilled that it continues. It's really terrific that all these kids benefit from just one idea. Mm-hmm.
Well, over the years, certainly things have improved there, but it's the money that comes from the fans and for the research and, of course, everything that they are doing today. And so important for fans to give tonight, and we hope that they do. Your thoughts for the fans out there who are thinking about doing that tonight?
Oh, stop thinking and start dialing. This is not going away, and we really need to hope that we can help kids and families learn to manage this disease and learn to live with it, but in a very, very friendly, great way. So everybody who's out there really needs to pick up their phones and start calling and give what you can.
And we understand we have a little footage of you throwing out the first pitch tonight.
Yeah, if I was bowling, it would have been a strike.
Well, Howie Kendrick taking it out of the yard here for the Angels as Clay Buchholz surrenders a home run, and Los Angeles on top 5-2. Kendrick gets his 7th home run of the year.
Well, Kendrick with a couple of hits, had a single last time up, and now the home run off Clay Buchholz. Fastball that stays inside and up into the monster seats for Kendrick.
So a 1-out home run for Howie Kendrick, and Meister's Turris the batter. We're visiting with Janet Schwartz. And as Jerry mentioned, you had a chance to throw out the first pitch, and some famous Red Sox out there with you too. Jim Rice, Dwight Evans, and Freddie Lynn out there as part of the ceremony before the game as the three get together.
It was really exciting. It was great. And I was out there with my dad, and those were the people I watched growing up.
Well, this is line to right. Cody Ross gets it back in quickly, but his Turris has got a base hit to right field. Here comes your actual throw. I don't know if you want to see it again or not.
No, I was really better in the backyard.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
It was such a girly throw. I was way better in the backyard.
It rolled right in as a strike.
Well, your son Todd, who was part of the first Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, was not on TV at the time. Right. And so it has really come a long way since then as far as year to year and year in, year out.
I think that Nesson and WEEI just do a service that nobody else could possibly do for this cause. It's amazing. Amazing all the work that goes into it. We just need everyone to keep calling.
You're still involved with the Dana-Farber today?
Very much so. In fact, we were told this year that between the efforts that we do for the Jimmy Fund Walk and a softball tournament that we've run every year for the past 10 years, Friends of Todd, we've managed to raise $1 million. And we had no idea that that was our total. We just kept on doing things to bring awareness and doing things to have people just get involved in any way they possibly could to help beat cancer.
The doctor who treated Todd still at the Dana-Farber Center?
He is. He's an incredible man. His name is Dr. Lauren Walensky. And anybody who has to go through this disease needs a doctor like him, because he really understands families, kids, and what people go through on a daily basis beyond the medicine.
This is the center and in front of Jacoby Ellsbury for a base hit.
3 straight hits here for the Angels. We've heard a recurring theme from everybody that has visited us, and that is the experience they have at the Dana Farmer Center, and how when it's over, you know, generally it is good for them when they're able to leave, but at times they miss the place because everybody there has become part of their lives.
Well, it's such a significant time in trying so hard to get well and working so hard at it, that to have people who surround you and really just love you to bits. You're not just a number, you're not just a patient, you're not just a family. You are special in every possible way, and that really helps people to get through this, because without that support, you just wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to.
We thank you so much for coming up, sharing your story. And
thank you.
We appreciate it. Great to see you.
Thanks for doing all that work, and get people to call. Thank you.
Pitching change from Fenway Park. Hours to help make the WEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon a success. But members of the Nesson family are also happy to make a gift to the Jimmy Fund to help reach the goal this year through the generosity of fellow co-workers, some of whom you've seen on our Yawkey Way stage in the booth and volunteering on the phones. Nesson staff and crew are making a donation of $15,325, which the network will match for total from Nesson contribution of $30,650. If you haven't done so already, please join us all in supporting the Jimmy Fund by making a gift at Nesson.com or by calling 877-738-1234. 2 on here for the Angels as Chris Iannetta fouls it off to the left. His call to the bullpen is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. And into the game, Shinichi Tozawa for Clay Buchholz. 19th appearance for Tozawa. No record, a 1.61 earned run average. 22 and a third innings. Good. 19 strikeouts to only 2 walks. Opponent sitting at 308 against Tozawa. Clay Buchholz hanging around for 5 1/3. And allows 12 hits. Matches a career high. As the pitch misses outside to Iannetta. Buchholz leaving responsible for his Turris at second base, Ibar at first base. Two and two.
This bottom of the order has done quite a job tonight for the Angels. Is Turris with 3 hits, Ibar with 2 hits and Iannetta with 2 hits.
Next half inning, Jenny will have a surprise visit. Top of the order, Mike Trout. Chop foul down the third baseline, and it hangs at 2-2. So Buchholz struck out Mark Trumbo to begin the inning. A home run for Howie Kendrick. Singles for Meisers, Turris, and Eric Ibar. And all of a sudden you get a run in. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Iannetta, who's got 2 hits and an RBI tonight, at the plate. A count of 2-2. Swing and a miss. Iannetta strikes out as Tazawa gets Iannetta. Needed that. Second out of the 6th inning and a big out.
Yeah, that fastball at 94 that time by Tazawa throws it by Iannetta on the outside part of the plate to get the second out of the inning.
Mike Trout has grounded out, grounded into a double play, and walked in the game. 2 on, 2 down. And Trout takes a look at strike 1 from Tazawa. The Buchholz tonight going 5 1/3. First time since May 21st that he's not made it through 6 innings. And so far charged with 5 runs. To third base. Down the line. Siriaco, long throw, and it's going to be Lace. Bases loaded. Trout can get down that line in a hurry, and he beats it out. Long throw for Siriaco.
Now we just got a good idea of the speed of Trout. We talked about the stolen bases. 39. Now we see him going down that line out of the right-hand batter's box and beats that play at first base. It was a nice play at third by Siriaco, but too much speed by Trout getting down that line. That keeps the hitting streak alive for him now at 9 games.
To me, that is the most surprising aspect of his game, watching him from afar.
He's a big guy.
I mean, he is strong, big, but he can run fast.
He can fly.
Bases loaded and 2 outs in the inning for Torrey Hunter. A career .310 average with the bases loaded, 10 grand slams. Turris at third base, Ibar at second, Trout at first. 2 outs in the Angels' 6th inning. Tazawa falls behind 2-0. On deck, Vernon Wells, who took over for Albert Pujols in the 3 spot in the order. Pujols leaving the game with tightness in his right calf. Hunter down the right field line, foul, 2-1. Well, for every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox earn a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards their $25,000 donation this season. Inside for ball 3. On the ground on the third baseline, a foul ball. Red Socha's Angels had lost 4 in a row to end their homestand. And then Anaheim, as they drop 4 straight to the Tampa Bay Rays. They come here to Fenway, take game 1 of the series. Right now have a 5-2 lead as they bat, looking to do more damage here in the 6th inning. And a bases loaded, 2-out situation. Line to right and in for a base hit. From third scores is Turris. Here comes Ibar behind him. 2 more runs in for the Angels, who take a 7-2 lead. Torrey Hunter with a big 2-run, 2-out single to right.
We've seen a number of hits tonight go to the opposite field for the Angels. And Iannetta with a couple, and now Torrey Hunter with a line drive to the opposite field to score 2 runs. Picks up his 58th and 59th RBIs of the season.
Both the runs charged to Clay Buchholz. So the book closed on Buchholz tonight, charged with 7 runs in 5 1/3. There's strike 1 to Vernon Wells. Wells in his first at bat grounded into a fielder's choice in the 5th, batting in the spot of Albert Pujols, who was having a good game tonight, a single and a double, where he left with the tight calf muscle. Leonard first goes, pitch outside, no throw from Saltalamacchia as Hunter just jogs into second base. Seventh steal of the year now for Hunter. Zawa allowing 2 inherited runners to score since coming in. It's been a 3-run 6th inning. Popped up foul, back and out of play. Well, for Clay Buchholz, a frustrating night. The pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 5 1/3 innings. Career high 12 hits allowed. 7 earned runs ties a career high of allowed runs by Buchholz. 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. 82 pitches total tonight for Buchholz, as the Angels enjoy a 7-2 lead. Clay coming into tonight's game with an 11-3 record, on the hook at the moment. Wells, the 8th member of the Angels to bat here in the top half of the 6th inning. Still 2-2. New total on the Arbella Insurance Foundation tote board. $2,603,871. Thank all of Red Sox Nation for the contributions already, and for those to follow tonight, as out goes Pedroia to make the catch in short right field that ends the inning. The Angels score 3 more and take a 7-2 lead. FW Webb is a supplier of pipe, valves, fittings, and pumps to institutions and manufacturing facilities across the Northeast. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it. Visit fwweb.com. Well, 3 runs for the Angels in the top half of the 6th inning. So on to the bottom of the 6th inning as Angels have a 7-2 lead. Cody Ross, Jared Saltalamacchia, Ryan Lavarnway to bat in the 6th. Ross grounded out twice to Meiser's Turris at third base in the game. That's in there for a strike. 1-2. 24-minute wait for Jared Weaver as his team gathers 3 more runs. Swing and a miss, and Ross strikes out to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 4 strikeouts now for Jared Weaver.
Gets ahead with the fastball, puts him away with the breaking ball. Down and away from Cody Ross. First strikeout for Weaver since back in the 3rd inning. And when he gets Siriaco on a breaking ball.
1 down in the 6th as Saltalamacchia stands in on the left side. Jared grounded back to the mound in the 2nd inning, singled and scored in the 4th. One and two.
Excellent change up there by Weaver, keeping the ball away from Saltalamacchia.
Weaver coming in with a record of 15-3. He's retired the last 5 Red Sox in a row and works here in the 6th inning now with a 5-run lead. That is just outside, full count.
Now opponents are only hitting .205 against Weaver coming into the game. He's only given up 6 hits in the game tonight.
And tonight the 200th career game for Jared Weaver. And he strikes out Saltalamacchia. Back-to-back Ks here for Weaver in the 6th inning as we check back in with Jenny.
Don, I've had the pleasure of helping host the 11th annual WEEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, and earlier today, the entire Red Sox team walked together from their clubhouse out to the Jimmy Fund set just under the center field bleachers here at Fenway for a surprise visit, showing their support of the telethon. Jimmy Fund player co-captain Jared Saltalamacchia sat down with us to talk about the important partnership between the Red Sox organization and the Jimmy Fund.
There's no organization I've been with like this that's just so hands-on with so many charities, and it's just it's just something that I'm proud to be able to be a part of and to help out any way I can, and it's an experience I'll never forget.
There are a few more hours left for you to help strike out cancer with the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, so please call 877-738-1234, visit jimmyfund.org, or text K-CANCER to 20222. Don?
All right, Jay, thank you very much. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. I think that's the first of its kind. I don't ever remember that in the past telethons here from Fenway Park, that as a group they made their way down there.
I was sitting in the Red Sox clubhouse, and all of a sudden everybody gathered and left, and I said, it's not time for batting practice yet. Where is everybody going? And that's where they were heading.
Barnway with a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Double to drive in his first run of the year in the 4th inning, scoring Jared Saltalamacchia. The Red Sox scored twice in the 4th, the only inning they have scored in the game. Ground foul in and out of the Angels dugout.
Fredo Griffith there having to do a little quick movement to get out of the way.
Two is to third base as Turris gathers and throws, and that'll end the inning. So Weaver's 24-minute wait didn't bother him at all. He has a 1-2-3-6 that is 7-2 Angels.
Scott Weiland perform live at Foxwoods Resort Casino's MGM Grand Theater, Saturday, August 25th. For tickets, visit foxwoods.com or call 1-800-200-2882. Foxwoods is the official resort casino of the Boston Red Sox.
7-2, Angels have the lead as we head into the top half of the seventh inning. Shinichi Tozawa back on the mound for the Red Sox. He got the final two outs of the sixth and starts the seventh inning. And here's Morales. Morales 0 for 3. There's fly to left, grounded to short, flied out to center field. On the ground, right side, diving Gonzalez. Tozawa covers, and he's there for the out. Usually Adrian with a good feed. This one was thrown a little bit behind Tozawa.
Well, maybe because he had to dive for that one, and it throws from one knee. Caused that little bit of a throw behind Tozawa, but a nice play by Gonzalez. Robs Morales of a base hit.
One out of the seventh inning. Mark Trumbo 1 for 3, takes strike one. Trumbo started the game in left field, now the first baseman for the Angels. He struck out twice in the game tonight, both times against Clay Buchholz. Down 0-2. Well, after the game, stay with us for WB Mason's Red Sox Extra Innings Live at TC Eck, Peter and Jenny. Get a breakdown on both sides of this pitching matchup between Jared Weaver and Clay Buchholz. You'll hear from the Sox starter in the post game, plus all the reaction from the Sox clubhouse, and get the manager's take on this game 2 of the series from the Fenway interview room. It's all coming up right after the game. 0-2 pitch. It's outside, 1-2 to Trumbo. Trumbo growing up in the shadows of Angel Stadium in Anaheim, born in Anaheim, resides now in Orange, California. 18th round pick by the Angels in 04. 1-2 is swinging a foul tip. He strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. 2 down. It's time for a game break and Tom Caron. TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. 7-2. The Angels have the lead here with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Howie Kendrick takes a look at strike 1 over the outside corner. Kendrick's had a good night after flying out to center field in the 2nd inning. Doubled and scored in the 4th, and then homered solo shot in the 6th inning. This one fouled off. 0-2. As Tom Caron said, they will be continuing the telethon here from Fenway Park after the game tonight. And right now, $2,603,871. And we'd very much like to get to $3 million by night's end. At the end of the half inning, get you caught up on all the day's sports news on NESN Daily with Jamison Coyle. 0-2 pitch to short. Vilas plays the hop and throws out Kendrick to end the inning. Let's check in with your need to know with NESN Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. Here's Jamison Coyle. As he starts the bottom of the 7th inning. Mike Aviles leading it off for the Red Sox. Take strike one. Aviles walked in the third inning, doubled in the fourth. Pops it up right side as Trumbo and Kendrick. It'll be Trumbo makes the catch. Kendrick behind him. One out here in the seventh inning. They talk it over. It's time now for the road ahead, brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Tomorrow in Game 3 of the series, Sox face another big Angel free agent addition. C.J. Wilson takes the hill. Wilson has made 17 career appearances and 5 starts against the Red Sox. 4-1 against them, posting an ERA of just 1.43. Be his first start at Fenway since 2010 when he recorded his first career 10 strikeout game. That was with the Texas Rangers. Live coverage begins tomorrow at 6 with the Red Sox first pitch. Pedro Siriaco, 1 for 2 night. Siriaco striking out in the third. He singled in the fourth. It's a fly ball to shallow left center. Ibar the shortstop out, but it's Vernon Wells from left who makes the catch. 2 down.
Well, the last 3 innings have been very easy innings for Jared Weaver. 1-2-3 inning in the 5th, the 1-2-3 inning in the 6th, and 2 quick outs here in the 7th.
Veteran right-hander LaTroy Hawkins warming in the pen for the Angels. First action we have seen tonight in the pen. That's a strike into Scott Podsednik. Well, to celebrate the return of the blimp, Hood is launching the Hood Blimp Spotting Campaign. Each photo of the Hood Blimp shared on Twitter or Facebook will give fans a chance to win Hood Red Sox prize packs, including items like a Hood ice cream party, Red Sox tickets, and a chance to ride in the Hood Blimp. Visit hood.com for more details. 3-hit night for Scott Podsednik.
He came into the game tonight only 1 for 10 in his career against Weaver, but 3 hits, 3 for 4. Takes the Weaver fastball that's away and shoots it to the opposite field for the base hit. So Podsednik responding to the leadoff spot tonight with that 3-hit game.
2 down. Jacoby Ellsbury, the batter, that base hit breaks up a string of 9 in a row retired by Weaver's. Pitching line brought to you by Lexus. 2 runs in 6 2/3. It's just outside to Jacoby Ellsbury, who's 0 for 3 in the game tonight. Weaver trying to, for the 17th time in 22 appearances, give up 2 or fewer runs. And so far only giving up 2 tonight as he works here in the 7th inning with 2 outs at an even 100 pitches. But Podsednik leaves as the pitch is strike, and the throw is not going to be in time. Stolen base for Scott Podsednik.
Even down by 5 runs, the Red Sox, with guys that have speed like Podsednik, feel they can get a good jump against Weaver, and they do get a good jump against him. Podsednik now in scoring position at second base with the 2 outs.
I mentioned that Troy Hawkins was warming up. He's now been joined by the left-hander Scott Downs. On the ground right side, Kendrick ranging to his left. Throws out Ellsbury, and the Red Sox are gone in the 7th inning. We head to the 8th from Fenway. It's 7-2 Angels. 7-2, Angels on top of the Red Sox. On to the 8th inning. Shinichi Tozawa back on the mound for the Red Sox. 3rd inning of relief for Tozawa. As a first pitch strike into Meiser's Turris. Turris 3 for 3 in the game. All that was against Clay Buchholz. All singles and all over. 1 to left, 1 to center, 1 to right. The 1 pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Well, the approach tonight for the Red Sox has been very aggressive against Jared Weaver. 15 of 29 at bats for the Red Sox tonight, Jerry, have been 3 pitches or less.
Yeah, Weaver's been around that strike zone. You know, it's not like he's been walking guys and all over the place wild, and the Red Sox swinging in early in counts.
As Turris didn't go, this is Ted Barrett. One fouled off to the left, out of play. That'll miss, framed by Saltalamacchia, and it evens at 2-2. Eric Ibar on deck. Then we'll see Chris Iannetta scheduled here in the top of the 8th inning. 2-2 pitch to left field. Podsednik is there, and he makes the catch below the cap high for the first out.
The Amica Pit Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Amica Insurance is not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. And his Turris with 3 hits tonight, using the whole ballpark. Left field for the first hit, up the middle for the second hit, and pulling the 3rd hit. 3 for 4 in the night is just lined out to left field.
5 in a row retired by Tozawa. 1 out here in the 8th inning for Eric Ibar. 2-hit night for the Angels shortstop. Grounds 1 foul over by the Red Sox dugout. Arbor Coat exterior stain by Benjamin Moore is a revolutionary waterborne stain that will transform your home into the envy of your entire block. Find Arbor Coat at your local Benjamin Moore retailer. Fly ball to left field. Again, Podsednik. 2 down in the 8th as we check back in with Jenny.
Don, MLB News and Notes are brought to you by Nissan. Bartolo Colon has been suspended 50 games for testing positive for testosterone. The 39-year-old was 10-9 this season, and the suspension is effective immediately. And the Brewers have released pitcher Randy Wolf, who is just 3-10 this year after winning 13 games last season. The release comes on his 36th birthday. And with his leadoff home run last night, Derek Jeter passed Eddie Murray for sole possession of 11th place on the all-time hit list. Next up for Jeter is Willie Mays, who he trails by 27 hits. Don?
All right, Jay, thank you very much. Randy Wolf not enjoying his birthday very much today, being released by the Milwaukee Brewers. It's not much fun.
No, I would not imagine, unless he's got something else lined up.
Chris Iannetta, the batter. 1-0 is drilled to left, but Podsednik going back, and this will be off the base of the scoreboard. Ricochet is unbelievable. Heads out towards center. Ellsbury will run it down as Iannetta runs towards third base. He's got himself a triple with 2 outs. His 3rd hit of the night from the number 9 spot for the Rhode Island native.
And that ball did take a crazy bounce off that left field wall. Looked like a split-fingered fastball that stayed inside and up, and then watch this ball just bounce to the right of Jacoby Ellsbury. He's going to chase it down in the track, and by the time he catches up with it, Iannetta at third base with a triple.
Must have hit a number area or something the way that took off.
That's weird bounce.
That far over in the scoreboard, you don't usually see that bounce going that way. this ball actually hit.
Yeah, might have hit a corner there where they put the score up, and that made it carry him all the way to center field.
And strike one over the outside corner to Trout.
There's a lot of stuff out there it can hit, that's for sure.
How about jumping into that as an outfielder? The knobs and bolts and everything else.
It's one of the hazards of playing left field at Fenway Park.
Oh, 2. 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Tozawa. Well, 9 runs in the 4th inning for the Texas Rangers. Adrian Beltre had 2 home runs. Mitch Moreland a grand slam. 3 home runs on the night for Beltre. As mentioned, 2 in that inning, but it's 10-3 Texas on top of the Orioles. And we're just in the 5th inning. Game is in Texas. Here's ticket scoreboard. 1-2 fouled off to the right. Action behind Tozawa now is Mark Melanson up in the pen. Earlier this season, you may remember Josh Hamilton had a 4 home run game, and that was against Baltimore. So Adrian Beltre with a chance to get a 4 home run game. They're only in the 5th.
Yeah, that fit. Hamilton's game was in Baltimore.
One-two to Mike Trout. Strike 3 call. Tozawa strikes out Trout to end the 8th, and Trout has some things to say. 7-2 Angels on top. Fourth inning for the Angels, already at a 2-0 lead. But Howie, or rather, is Turris. Meiser is Turris. Would single to drive in 2 more runs. The Angels took a 4-0 lead at the time. Lavarnway and the Red Sox try to chip away this wall ball double, his first RBI of the year. Red Sox scoring 2 in the 4th. It was 4-2, but the Angels coming right back. Howie Kendrick with a home run in the 6th inning as the Angels get 3 in the 6th inning to take a 7-2 lead. With Troy Hawkins comes into the game. 39 appearances now. He's 2-3 coming into tonight's action. He's warming up last inning. Takes over for Jared Weaver. Went the first 7 innings in the game for the Angels. Dustin Pedroia 0 for 3 in the game tonight. So Weaver, for the 17th time on the last 22 games, gives up 2 runs or less. He went 7 innings tonight, giving up 7 hits, 2 runs. He walked a batter and struck out 5. Chopped up the middle, and the shortstop Ibar with a nice play, but he throws it away. Off the front of the Red Sox dugout, Pedroia will reach on an infield hit.
Dustin Pedroia going right back up over the head of LaTroy Hawkins. A nice rangy play there by Ibar, but no chance to get Pedroia at first base. And Dustin picks up his first hit of the night, a 1 for 4 night.
Adrian Gonzalez 0 for 3 tonight. Strikeout, 2 groundouts. Shift on right side of the infield for the Angels. Here's strike 1. Hawkins has given up runs in 4 of his last 6 outings. 9.31 ERA this month. He's given up 10 earned runs in 9 2/3 innings out of the pen for the Angels. Gonzalez drives it out to left field. Wells back on the track will make the catch. First out of the 8th inning. Pedroia back to the bag at first. Hess and Hess Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on Nesson. During the 2012 season, Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Pediatric Trauma Program at Children's Hospital Boston for every Red Sox home run. Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. When Adrian hits a home run here in the second half, he contributes to the Jimmy Fund, $5,000 for every home run that he hits. And now the tote board. Now the tote board, as you saw, $2.7 million.
This is a time now where a lot of the heavy hitters come in, you know, right at the end.
Towards the end.
And you see that number jump.
Off goes Pedroia, pitch in the dirt, and Iannetta can't catch it. He knocked it down, and stolen base number 2 of the night for Dustin Pedroia.
And again, you know, a couple of pitches tonight that really are not very quick to home plate. And the Red Sox have been taking advantage of that. It really hasn't showed up much on the scoreboard, but they have had their share of stolen bases in this game tonight. Red Sox got men in scoring position, and Weaver got awfully tough with them.
Well, Troy Hawkins really been well traveled after spending a bunch of years with the Minnesota Twins. The Angels are his 9th team in his 18th Major League season. He signed a 1-year deal with the Angels. (2-1) in the air down the right field line. Hunter on the run towards the warning track into the slide, and he cannot make the catch as Pedroia is going to try and score, and the throw to the plate is going to be not in time. Into second base goes Cody Ross. Apparently just out of the reach of Hunter as he runs out of our sight view down the right field line. Good bid by Hunter, but he can't catch it. Red Sox get a run at 7-3.
Yeah, he made a very good effort down that line, diving on the warning track, as you can see, but did not catch the baseball. pops up, throws home, but Pedroia, who's going to round third base, eventually decides that he's also going to go home. So there were about 3 stops by Dustin before he decided to make his move toward home plate. Gets the foot on the back of the plate before the tag. He wasn't sure whether at first whether Torrey Hunter had made the catch of that or not on that, and hesitated a couple of times.
This is ruled a double, and amazingly, Jerry, they have charged Hunter with an error.
It's going to be for the throw back into the infield to allow Pedroia to score. Because if that was a straight out error, well, that's a tough error.
It is a tough error.
This is a tough league.
Nice try, Torrey, but you've been charged with an error.
Yeah.
Good bid. Jared Saltalamacchia 1 for 3, single and a run scored in the 4th inning. Well, Hawkins has been charged with a run, something that he's done a lot of lately for the Angels, and they're not taking any chances. Behind him, action, Kevin Jepson up in the pen. We saw Jepson in last night's game. Saltalamacchia takes a hack at the 2-0 and fouls it back. 2-1. So no RBI for Cody Ross to take the RBI away on the error. Three and one to Saltalamacchia. Ryan Lavarnway on deck. 1 out here in the last of the 8th inning. Saltalamacchia will swing and a miss. 3-2. Tomorrow night, immediately following Red Sox first pitch, join us for Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by Uno's with TC Eck, Peter, and Jenny at 6:30. We'll preview the pitching matchup between Franklin Morales and Angels lefty C.J. Wilson in the series finale. Plus, Peter goes one-on-one with Angels manager Mike Scioscia. Live coverage begins at 6 right here on NESN. 1 out in the 8th. The run in for the Red Sox. Entered second, a 3-2 pitch. Saltalamacchia strikes out. Second time tonight. There are 2 outs in the 8th inning.
You know, still pretty good life on that fastball from LaTroy Hawkins. As long as he's been around, that last pitch at 95 miles an hour throws the fastball by Saltalamacchia.
Two down with Cody Ross at second base and Ryan Lavarnway, the batter. Fouled out in the second inning, doubled and scored in the fourth, and grounded out in the sixth. Up high, and it is 2-0. Well, they're getting ready for the post-game show as we speak. Don't forget, coming up immediately after the game, stay with us for WB Mason Red Sox Extra Innings Live. It's all the post-game coverage you'll need right here on NESN. They'll be live on Yawkey Way. Lighten that stage up. Lavarnway will take the strike, and it's 2-1. Look out. Late reaction from Lavarnway on the 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Fastball tailing back inside on Lavarnway. Turns his shoulder to get out of the way. A little bit late on turning the shoulder, but no contact from the baseball.
Nagavilis waiting on deck. 2 outs in the 8th. Strike 2, full count. Oh, Troy Hawkins, we mentioned his 18 major league seasons. He currently ranks second among active pitchers. 861 career games played. Down the right field line for Lavarnway, a foul ball. Hawkins started his career as a starter. Just one relief appearance in his first 5 seasons in the majors. Numbers were not terrific, but has succeeded in the bullpen since. Ball 4. Lavarnway down to first base. 2-out walk. It's the second walk given up by Angels pitching in the game, and Mike Scioscia will make the change. As LaTroy Hawkins allows a run so far, it's 7-3. Angels on top. All right, we now. Eastern Bank. At Eastern Bank, we're made it free checking. It's got nothing to hide, which means no fees or any other types of curveball. Check out what else we're made of at easternbank.com. We're back at Fenway Park. Red Sox trailing 7-3 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Boston has a run scored here in the 8th. They have 2 on with 2 outs, and the pitcher coming in for the Angels. Saw him last night as Kevin Jepson into the game. So 4 straight scoreless road outings, allowing just 1 hit. Velas to right field. Hunter coming in. And on 1 pitch, Jepson takes care of any further damage. We head for the 9th from Fenway. It's 7-3 Angels. Southwest Airlines, Infinity, 5-Hour Energy, Geico, and by Sullivan Tire. Now back at Fenway Park, the Red Sox had a run in the bottom of the 8th, but still trail 7-3 to the Angels as we head to inning number 9. Red Sox move on to their 3rd pitcher of the night. Mark Melanson into the game. His 29th appearance, 0-2 with a 7.12 earned run average. 24 strikeouts, 9 walks for Melanson. Opponent's hitting at .283 against Melanson. A pretty good job tonight for Shinichi Tozawa out of the pen. Ends up going 2 2/3 innings. Allows 3 hits, but no runs. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 3 batters. Torrey Hunter takes a look at strike 1 from Melanson. This one fouled down by the shoe tops.
Torrey Hunter with a very big base hit back in the 6th inning to drive in 2 runs in a 3-run inning for the Angels.
Well, vote for the Amica Pitcher of the Week at Nesson.com/Amica and enter to win a $100 gift card from Nesson, the Yawkey Wade team store. Broken back grounded left side is Siriaco to his left. One out in the ninth. Good stretch there from Gonzalez. One down in the ninth inning, and here's Vernon Wells. His third at bat of the night. So far 0 for 2. He took over for Albert Pujols. Left the game with a tight right calf. After he had 2 hits in the game, the Angels have 15 hits in the contest. Fouls that one off down by the shoe tops, and it's 0-1. It's a strike over the outside corner. No 2 pitches in there for strike 3. Wells strikes out. Melanson 2 outs in the ninth. Jerry, we followed Billy Hamilton this year a few times at Twisted But True. We finally broke the record, 147 stolen bases, single season stolen base record. And the old record was held by Vince Coleman at 145 in one season. Unbelievably, 147. If you look at the major league record, 130 for Rickey Henderson. You have the minors and majors mixed in there together, but that is incredible.
I think it was a steal of third base, too, that broke the record.
It was. One of 4 stolen bases he had last night.
Only 4 last night? That's all he had?
He's the Reds' top-ranked prospect. I feel we're going to be seeing him pretty soon.
I mean, to steal that many bases, he's got to be getting on base a lot. I mean, he's got to be maintaining a pretty high batting average, I would think, unless he's a guy that walks a lot. But it's a lot of steals, a lot of wear and tear on that body.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. He's hitting .317 this season for an average. He has 80 walks, so he does walk a lot.
Wow, both high average and walks.
1-2 pitch in the dirt, and the count 2-2.
If I was you, I'd get that right wrist of yours checked.
Think so?
It's swelling up a little bit. You
Yeah,
banged it, I know,
what
earlier tonight before the game. And
I don't know what I'm doing.
It's starting to swell up.
Yeah. What's going on there?
Better get that checked soon.
2-2. On the ground right side. Pedroia to his left. Fires to first for the out. And it's a 1-2-3 ninth inning. Red Sox have work to do. Down 7-3 from Fenway. Sox Final presented by Geico at TC Eck, Peter and Jenny. We'll have continuing coverage from day 2 of the WEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, plus highlights from around the American League. It's all coming up after the game, only on Nessa. It's on to the bottom of the 9th inning, and Kevin Jepson back on the mound for the Angels, pinch hitter for the Red Sox. Daniel Nava pinch hitting for Pedro Siriaco to begin things here in the bottom of the 9th. As Nava takes strike 1. It's just activated yesterday by the Red Sox as Boston placed Carl Crawford on the DL. All lost for the remainder of the season. And scheduled to have the Tommy John surgery take place tomorrow. Pensacola, Florida. Surgery will be performed by Dr. James Andrews. Got a new number, Jerry.
I told you.
Oh, we are there.
I told you.
Outstanding work.
And we're not done yet.
No. You were right, though.
I tell you about those heavy hitters coming in late.
Strike on the outside corner. 1-2 the count.
And there's still plenty of time to add to that total.
Nava Podsednik, who's had a good night tonight. Then Ellsbury scheduled to bat here in the bottom of the 9th. Red Sox trailing by 4 runs. Jepson last night went 2/3 of an inning, giving up a hit and a walk. Outside ball 3, full count. Angels getting their closer up, Ernesto Frieri. We saw in last night's game. Strike 3 call. Nava does not like the call. He's out number 1 of the 9th inning.
I thought that pitch might have been away. We'll see on the Amica pitch zone exactly where it is. And it's quite a distance outside. Nava didn't like the call, but the home plate umpire did.
1 out in the 9th. Scott Podsednik with a 3-hit night tonight. Also a stolen base. All the hits singles for Podsednik. 1 to right, 1 to left, 1 to center. Went around according to home plate umpire Brian Runge, and it is now 0-2. In the dirt, 1-2. This one fouled back into the seats on the left side sharply. Really getting the post-game stage ready to go on a busy night here tonight after the game from Fenway Park. Extra innings followed by Red Sox Final, Ness and Daly. Jameson Coyle will get you updated. And more of the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. 1-2 pitches. Strike 3 to Podsednik. 2 outs in the 9th inning.
Inside corner with the fastball to pick up the strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts for Jepson here in the 9th inning. And the Red Sox down to their final out.
Ellsbury takes the ball outside. Jacoby's 0 for 4 in the game tonight. Red Sox have 9 hits. Nick Scioscia's Angels trying to take the first 2 games of this 3-game series. Three and 0. There's a strike, 3 and 1. Angels relievers with a 4.03 earned run average. They are 12th in the American League. Red Sox have not had much success with this pen, though. 3-1 is strike 2. And a full count now.
I agree with you. The pen has looked very good the last couple of nights for the Angels.
Ellsbury lines one to left. Wells on the run, but it'll get in for a base hit. So the Red Sox hopes are still alive. 2-out single for Jacoby Ellsbury.
Ellsbury slicing the ball to the opposite field. It's a strike. It's a fastball. It's down in the zone. And Jacoby plants it in front of Vernon Wells for the 2-out base hit.
Pitching change from Fenway. 7-3. Angels have the lead. Boston.com tickets powered by Ace Ticket. Read Boston.com's outstanding sports coverage and find game times and buy tickets as you follow your favorite teams. Your seats await at Boston.com/tickets. Well, Kevin Jepson leaves responsible for Jacoby Ellsbury at first base. He was trying to finish the game off, got 2 quick strikeouts, but a base hit to Ellsbury. And with Pedroia coming up, Mike Scioscia not taking any chances, goes to the closer in a non-save situation, Ernesto Frieri. 40th appearance, 1-0 with a 1.88 earned run average. Save opportunities, he's 15 out of 16 on the year. Opponents hitting at just 119 against him. Dustin Pedroia, a 1-for-4 night. Taking off for second is Ellsbury. He'll get to second base.
Nobody holding Ellsbury on first base with the 7-3 score, so he just takes second.
Defensive indifference. Roy was backing out as he takes strike one. Ball outside, 2-1. Frieri in the last 2 appearances has not had a strikeout. First time he's gone back-to-back outings without a K. Inside, and Pedroia gets hit. Down to first base he goes. And all of a sudden, 2 on with 2 outs.
Now Frieri trying to come inside with that fastball, just gets a piece of Dustin Pedroia. So a 2 outs, a single, the hit batter. And that'll bring Gonzalez with the plate with a couple of men on.
5th time Dustin Pedroia has been hit by a pitch this season. Adrian Gonzalez, the batter, with 2 outs in the 9th. In there for strike one. Ellsbury at second base, Pedroia at first, 2 outs in the 9th. Red Sox trailing by 4 runs. Down and in, 1-1. Gonzalez grounds it foul into the Red Sox dugout. Very close to where Bobby Valentine was. Rattled around off the back wall. In the air to left field, playable for Vernon Wells. And the Angels have taken the first 2 games of this 3-game series. Tonight, Jared Weaver was very good, Jerry, in this game.
He certainly was. Yeah, you know, after back-to-back losses, you expected Weaver to come back and pitch well in this game, and he certainly did tonight. And for Clay Buchholz, you know, it was one of those games that he didn't have his ace stuff tonight. And when you don't bring your ace stuff against an offense like the Angels, you're going to have struggles. We didn't expect 7 runs on the board tonight, but that was the case as Buchholz did not have, his real good stuff in this ball game, and the Angels knocked him around a little bit.
Final score 7-3. The Angels beat the Red Sox. We're back at Fenway with more after this.